the D&D journey of the 5th edition. Join our various gaming groups as we play the 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons. And maybe just hang out and chat about gaming in general. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Kelly, aka Trixie from Ragnarok and Roll, assigned to Ragnarok Story, and Tilda Wimblewick from D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. First off, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for listening to our varied adventures, as well as for rating us on iTunes and RPGpodcast.com. If you haven't rated us yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. And if you're looking for more ways to support our efforts, we are now on Patreon, a great site where you can help us continue making more podcasts, as well as some special surprises for our patrons. If you can, please look us up at www.patreon.com/cppn. Every little bit helps. And again,
no, we must flee. The orcs will beat us or bring their master.
We must help all that we can escape first.
And of course, these three guys stop working and look, and these two guys kind of get closer away from the whips and the wolves. And these two guys are just kind of like slowly walking away from the cave entrance for some reason and looking up like, what's going on up there? Because, of course, there's like 10-foot wall and 10-foot wall and 10-foot wall of whatever's going on up in this area they can't see. So, Exna, what are you going to do?
I want to hide.
You have the ability to hide or disengage as a bonus action.
Yeah. Just trying to read all the things to see what I could do.
Yeah, some of it might be hold action for a bit,
Yeah.
until they get closer, but...
Hiding is always a good thing, but you may want to do something before then, like buff the party or heal somebody, or...
Is there somebody already already hurt? Wait.
Well, the slaves definitely are not in good shape. They've only got like 2 to 3 hit points tops right now, because they've been beaten, malnourished, fingers all scratched up, they've been worked to the bone. Like, your goblin there, a stiff breeze can knock him over, the one that just joined you.
Did he bring the shovel, or...?
He does have his little 2-foot shovel.
Okay, well, it's a weapon.
It's a weapon.
It's a trenching tool that's the equivalent of a hatchet. He's embracing his inner goblin Svetsna.
I kind of just want to hide and hold action.
Well, if you're holding action, what action for what? So.
Oh, right. Sorry. I just kind of want to not just sit there. I can't.
If you don't have an action specifically picked, you can just hide and wait for your next turn.
Yeah. I don't want to necessarily heal this little goblin because I don't have a lot of spells. And.
Yep, that's fine.
The trickster god is selfish with his heals. And so are his clerics.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit and hide.
Okay, that's not a bad plan, I mean.
Hey, Jim, since we were looking over the field here, did we notice whether or not they have ranged weapons or
these 3 orcs that are looking at you definitely do have javelins.
Yeah.
I can't see I can't see detail without blowing up the map where I can't see what you're doing. Okay.
Let me make my ping a better.
The ones on the left.
The ones that basically had seen you guys. They've got javelins, These guys, they're carrying javelins. And these guys over here have javelins. But they're like way far away.
Yeah. Don't worry about the left side too much just yet.
Can we tell the slaves to lay flat so that they're harder to hit?
You can totally do that.
Yeah.
Lay flat, you fools!
You can hide if you need to.
I mean, hiding is a thing. Is our goblin? Are you gonna roll a stealth for hiding?
Oh!
I noticed you didn't roll for one, so I was just want to double check before we move on to the next person.
Before we move on, right. Can I mend the shovel the goblin has?
You can totally do that.
Just to make it a little stronger?
You tell the goblin, hey, stick your shovel out real quick. And mend is touch. You have to go over there next to the goblin.
Okay, I will. I just put out the spell first.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna... Ugh. Okay. Or, I guess, behind him.
Use him as cover.
Yeah, and then once I do that and mend it, I want to hide again.
So when you touch his shovel and your magic fixes it, what does it look like?
Shimmery orange. And then it kind of like bleeds into it and heals it the way you do with mending, and then that's it.
Okay, and then go ahead and roll your stealth as you hide. You kind of like pass behind a small tree and blend in with the greenery. Because that's a really good stealth roll.
Yay.
Okay,
I think that's for the other time.
So you have a firm belief that none of the Orcsuses can see you.
Yay.
So what's our hobgoblin going to do?
All right, our buddies over here.
That are about to throw javelins at you guys?
Yeah. Hopefully not.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay, so you immediately cast sleep. I'm assuming it's somewhere in the middle of their clutch.
Yep.
Okay, so where's the epicenter of your spell? So I know which one's probably the first one to fall over.
It'd probably be like, probably like right in here.
Okay, so immediately you cast the words. What are the goblin words of slumber?
Actually, no, because I cast my magic in Infernal.
Ooh. Angry words.
Oh, that's where I get some of my insight from.
Okay, so immediately this guy falls over asleep. And the other two look at him like, they kind of look and they're like, did he just get shot with elven arrows or something? What happened? And the other two kind of look at each other and kind of grab their javelins like, okay, we need to throw our javelins. So only one of them crashes out.
Okay.
These half-orcs seem to be made of stern stuff. Anything for your movement?
No, just hunker down behind a tree or whatever.
Okay, so you're going to drop to a knee, so in case they throw javelins at you, they're at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay, the wolves, bark and chase and snap at the people. So Ragna, what are you going to do? Kind of put an X so you know which one's taken out. In case you can't see the itty-bitty little symbol. And Ragna, are you muted?
Ooh.
As Ragna's throwing a javelin, but we can't hear her say that. So which one are you shooting with your javelin? Sorry, ping that again. We still can't hear you.
It's the bottom one, or the closest one.
Okay, so the one that's closest to you guys. So 23 will definitely hit. For 9 points of damage.
Nice. Okay.
Very nice. And by the way, we still can't hear you.
I know, I had it muted.
Oh, okay.
No, there you are.
There you are. Okay, so you throw your javelin and you kind of stick him solidly in the stomach area. He kind of pulls your javelin out and he looks at you and he gets stink eye. Super duper stink eye. Anything for your movement or any bonus action?
I don't have anything I can do for a bonus action that I want to do right now. So I will just continue hiding in the bushes.
Okay, are you like crouching down?
Trying to make myself look as small as possible, yes.
Okay. So then it's going to be your friend, and he's like, I wish someone had a bow for me. Unfortunately, you only found my sword.
I don't remember if there were bows in the...
There wasn't. They took offense to him shooting them with short bows, and they broke his.
Okay.
So he's going to go ahead and try to stealth, and all of a sudden, he has the best stealth ever, and he hides himself sufficiently. He's like, I'm going to hide behind Ragna, and even kneeling down, she's twice the size I need to hide behind. So what does Tarkin do? And why am I missing orcs on the list?
Don't know.
Sorry, the orcs are next. Sorry. I thought that symbol was his, but it was actually the orcs. Okay, so...
Not the goblins? Okay.
Nope.
All right.
The goblins are the 9. So all of a sudden you see these two that are still awake, and they heft their javelins at you guys. And since they can totally see Geldran and Ragna from their pseudo hiding spots, this one's going to throw at Ragna because she stabbed him first. It's only fair. And this one's going to go ahead and shoot at Geldran with their javelins. So first at Ragna. Will an 18 hit you? I will take your silence as a yes.
Oh, jeez.
And for some reason, it's not rolling the damage.
The Trickster God intervenes.
Right.
Okay, so 4 points of damage. As our wizard sees a javelin coming and hopes to intervene with it, but will a dirty 21 hit?
Yeah. I mean, they got armor class, but not that good.
Okay, so then they're going to hit you for 7 points of damage.
Ouch.
As they give as well as they get. And they're going to, of course, continue heading towards you guys. And because they're angry orcses, as a bonus action, well, they're half orcs, so they still have aggressive, yeah. So they're gonna both use their aggressive to like blatantly run towards danger, because that's what you do. So they can move up to their speed towards a hostile creature that they can see, and they can both see both of you guys. Unfortunately for them,
rough terrain, right?
Yep, that difficult terrain is jacking them up. It is very intimidating for these two slaves that the orcs just ran up behind them and are kind of using them as hostages. And then these orcs are going to double time it. And they're going to totally dash and then do their super duper aggressive thingy. I put a marker so I don't have to measure them twice. And then I have to worry about the pink circle around them. As they are moving insanely fast towards danger. Dash, and then their aggressive, bonus action run. These guys are like triathlons here. Okay, so what's Tarkin gonna do?
All right. Let's see. He'll fly down here. Run, fools.
Run, you fools. He's not gonna say fly, you fools.
No.
And they kind of look at the bird like, what? Problem is, these two orcs here are on the way up the ramp. I mean, they could try to climb the wall as they kind of look at each other and like, hey, you, get on my shoulders. We can help each other climb. So it is the slave's turn, and your brave little goblin. He goes running out there, and he's going to attack one of the orcs.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, good for him.
That's harsh. That's super harsh. As he comes up there and he's just like, mighty 9, because he's still at disadvantage because he's unhealthy and sickly and hungry. He swings and the orc just kind of looks at him as he pings his little shovel off the orc's armor, and the orc just grins like, I'm going to eat you.
Too bad you didn't use your 19.
Yeah. I'd rather save that for somebody that'll do a little bit more damage.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
As the bravest goblin ever, and he's yet to be part of your war brand. Here, if it helps, I'll give him a pink mark there so you know who's the brave one.
Yeah, there you go.
These two goblins chained together are going to try to run for it. And each of the orcs is going to take their attack of opportunity on a goblin.
Ah, shit.
Corresponding with the closer ones. So the one that's on the left, the orc swings his axe. And, wow, that's not going to be pretty.
Hey, look, no damage.
Yeah, that's weird.
The gods are on their side, apparently.
As, needless to say, the little goblin, yeah, he's definitely not at full hit points. Goes kersplat. And then this one is hoping that the gods will bless his escape, because, yes, I praise for escape. And, damn, he gets hit too.
Meh.
As he also is cut down by the orc. The brave little goblins that tried. As there's 2 dead goblins that tried running away. All of a sudden, this guy feels way less brave, by the way, because it's not 3 goblins against 2 orcs.
Yeah.
These 2 guys, they're gonna look at Tarkin's words and they're like, you know what? Fuck this. Let's see if we can climb out of this hole. And they're gonna try to athletics that shit. And they're working together, so they have advantage, but they both rolled 9. As they kind of climb up and you see them kind of skitter down from pure weakness and the sheer cut of the cliff there. And they're just like, Jesus Christ. And these guys are basically cowering in fear because they know these 2 orcs,
right.
A single crack of the whip, and they're going down for good probably. Except they know these damn orcs will probably give them medicine and put them back to work in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So Exna, you just saw 2 goblins get murdered that tried to flee towards you. Your brave little compatriot is running out there all alone to face these 2 orcs. What would you like to do to help him? Or your party?
I'm going to help my party, and we'll see if I can help them. So, I want to use Toll of the Dead cantrip on... Which one of them is actually hurt? This one? Or
the one on the right. That's the one that took the javelin from Ragna.
This guy?
Yep, that guy.
Yep.
Okay, so I want to use it on him.
Okay.
And then after that, I want to use Shield of Faith on, which one? Ragna or Bossy? Boss dude. I can't see your name.
Is Shield of Faith a bonus action?
No, it's a full action. So the Toll of the Dead is a bonus action. And now my character
Are you sure
sheet
that one's a
doesn't
bonus
wanna...
action?
Something said it, but my character sheet doesn't want to do shit right now. Hold on.
Because I only think healing ones are bonus actions. I don't think the damage ones are bonus.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Weird. One of them said a thing. Hold on, I'm looking.
Your healing one probably did, but
Spells. I want the spells.
Yeah, like healing word's a bonus action.
Bonus action. No, Shield of Faith is a bonus action.
okay. So Shield of Faith is a bonus action. Okay.
So I want to use
Okay, so
I'm
which
about
one are
to
you
run up
casting
there and
first?
kick the shit out of them, just so you know.
You what?
I'm about to run up there and attempt to kick the shit out of them.
Yeah, so I was thinking, Ragna, that I was going to use the shield of faith on you.
That's fine.
But, so Toll of Dead first, I guess,
Okay.
right?
Yep. Okay, so you need a wisdom saving throw from the wounded guy,
Wounded guy.
who's gonna roll a 7.
Perfect. And then here's the shield of faith for Ragna.
Okay, so roll
And
your...
because I used it as a bonus action, I can't hide, right?
Yep, because you've used up your bonus action.
Okay, so
But
then
you've
I'm
given
going...
Ragna +2 to AC, so we'll put the little
Cool.
symbol on her. So she sees she has armor.
Okay, then I'm going to go here.
Okay, and don't forget to roll your damage for your Toll the Dead.
Ooh, I get to do that. Hold on.
He failed his save, and he is wounded, so it is a D12.
Oh, oopsie, I didn't mean to do that again. I'm sorry. What am I rolling? A 1d12?
Yep, a 1D12.
Okay. 1d12.
You want to roll high. Let me just put it that
Nope.
way.
Yeah.
Okay, so you kind of see his wound kind of turns nasty and rotten and kind of like starts, seeping some horrible color pus that looks even worse on an orc because, they're a horrible color of green. It's because they're green skinned, but they have the black blood.
Right.
Not the cool green goblin blood. Okay, and then you're running behind, so you have a chain of people hiding together.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. Toll, shield, and run. Okay, so what's our wizard gonna do?
Alright, well, on our buddies that are at full tilt over there on the right,
Mm-hmm.
we will do that again.
Cast sleep. Look at you burning the big spells. Okay, so
Yeah.
whereabouts do you put the center of the sleep?
Right in the center of them.
Okay. So we'll say the last one is the one that catches that sleep spell full in the face and takes a face plant to the ground that does neither damage nor wake him up from falling asleep. Because that would be horribly bad that if he fell asleep, then that broke the sleep spell.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the one caveat they forgot about in that spell.
Yeah.
Okay, and the other two kind of like look back at him like what just happened, but they're intent on the two targets that they can see here. Okay, anything for your movement or bonus action?
I don't know. I don't think I have anything I can do for bonus action or anything. Yeah, no, I don't think I got anything. Yeah, no. Just get ready with my glaive.
To glaive. Okay, so you ready your glaive. Okay, so wolves are snapping and barking at these slaves here to tell them, hey, don't you move. Don't you move. Ragna, it is your turn. It's time for you to get angry. Now remember, since you did take a knee, that does eat up half your movement. Good thing you have reach. You could totally get here or here and hit them.
And rage.
If you wanted to do that. But we don't know what you're doing. Oh, looks like there is a click for rage while she's muted.
I'm arguing with a 14-year-old while trying to do this. That's why I'm muted.
I figured that was the case. That's why I'd keep needling until you unmute. You know what? If you're arguing with a 14-year-old, you've already lost. Because even if you win, it's arguing with the 14-year-old. Violence is always preferred. So which one of them are you going to attack while you are raging?
The damaged one.
The damaged one? So this guy that my clicker's not clicking on. And you swing your greatsword over that goblin who's scared to shit as this big giant bugbear pops out of the bushes and swings the sword again. He saw steel break when she swung the first time. But he's kind of getting in your damn way. With your 8, he will not make contact with that orc. He brings his axe up and he looks at you with your rage-filled eyes and he's just like, filthy bugbear trash. You'll not eat our slaves today.
No, but I'll eat your fucking face.
And he kind of gestures at his buddy. Surround her! We'll take this one as a new slave to replace the ones we just murdered. Anything for your bonus side? Oh no, that would be everything. Okay, so 10, 20. Barely comes around here to flank Ragna. Okay, this one's gonna sidestep. He can't. He's gonna murder that goblin in front of him because he's got to get it out of the way. That little goblin's a nuisance, so he's just gonna take it out. So he swings his great axe on the goblin and fumbles with a natural 1.
Nice.
As he proceeds to swing his axe, and you see him kind of, from that wound he took earlier that's gotten all necrotic and shit. It's nasty. He kind of like swings his weapon in the worst way ever, and it kind of like hits the rocks, and you just see the axe shatter. It's got this big crack that makes it pretty much useless. And the goblin's just like, stupid human orc! You failed to grasp how I would end you. And he kind of wiggles his little shovel menacingly with this giant bugbear behind him. It's amazing how emboldened he is with an 8-foot bugbear behind him. And the other orc, wishing his buddy had killed that goblin and stepped up to give him advantage, is going to swing on Ragna.
And misses.
And doesn't miss.
Oh, dear goodness.
He gets a natural 20, no less. He found his buddy's karma unless somebody saw something different.
Well, that's why I was calling out before. I didn't see if you'd rolled, but that's why I was calling out, because he misses with a 3 was what I was going to say.
Oh, okay. No, so by all means, so you're using your divine ability to replace his dice roll?
Yeah, because I didn't expect you to roll that quick.
I had his stats up already, so I was super fast. So he wants
to kill me.
He rolls a 3. So since he does not have advantage and replaces that roll with a 3, Ragna kind of looks back and sees that orc that runs around him, and she kind of like whips her sword up and blocks great axe with great sword. And there's of course sparks because it's cool because she's raging and he's angry. All the super aggressiveness. And then
We have our human in the initiative chain there. He hasn't done anything.
He went back and he hid.
Yeah.
He
okay,
stealthed. That was his thing.
Okay. But yeah, I just looking, didn't see him.
Yeah, when he rolled the natural dice, he has the same initiative slot as the orc, so he goes after them.
Okay.
So this guy over here is going to go ahead and throw a javelin at Ragna. And this guy is going to throw a javelin at the magic user who keeps casting spells at their friends. So here's the one that's going at Ragna. Will a 12 hit her?
No.
As she kind of spins her greatsword and just knocks the javelin out of its trajectory. And then the other one fires off with a dirty 20 at our wizard.
Yep, it's...
As he hits you for 6 points.
Alright, wow.
And they're going to continue their charge, leaving their buddy behind. Sucks to be that guy. And they're going to use their bonus action aggressive to get them where they need to be. Oh, that's difficult terrain, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That sucks. It's going to be just one shy. But that's not difficult terrain. We're going to go that way. Orcs Brothers is. And this is all of a sudden, that's what our wizard was hoping for, of the whole, are you going to help our friend? And he's going to cleverly come dancing out of the bushes. And he's going to run right into the mix of things. Because he is crazy that way. And he's going to go after the one that's opposite of our wizard. He's going to come around and try to like backstab the guy. Because he wants to totally use that advantage.
Nice.
He's totally okay with backstabbing somebody.
I like him.
So he has a 16, which 16 will hit. Let's see if his sword attacks are working correctly. 5 piercing damage. Okay, so he hits this guy for 5 points of damage. And the orc just kind of sneers and goes, "Goblins and humans working together? More slaves for the quarry master." As he's just kind of like, "Gulp. Hobby? Hobby?" And, Tarkin's turn to tell these guys to climb fast.
Let's see, what's he gonna do? He'll try to point out a better spot for them to climb to maybe give them advantage.
Okay, so he will aid them so they have advantage. He's like, "Climb here, stupid! Climb here, stupid!" Okay, so our little goblin friend is going to attack that big, scary, horribly wounded orc at this point. Be totally funny if he kills him from you.
It would be great. Ooh, he hits.
He does not, because he's swinging with disadvantage.
Oh.
So he swings that mighty 4 against the side of the orc's leg, and you just hear the shovel go tong. If only someone had healed him up, he wouldn't be at disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
Or he gets a long rest with good food and water.
Mm-hmm.
So these two guys down here are going to try to climb again. And wow, they rolled a 9 and a 7 as they're trying to climb at the new spot that Tarkin's telling them to climb, and it's not helping. The granite is just dissolving in their fingertips. And of course, these guys don't feel terribly brave. It's not like they've seen orcs die. They just saw them fall. So they're not willing to rush the dogs or the orcs yet. Maybe if somebody yells something encouraging with some leadership or with some performance or deception. So Exna.
Yeah.
Those are my talents.
Your Hobgoblin commander looks very, very injured right now.
Uh-huh.
He looks like he would love some of your healing gifts.
Uh-huh. So, I'm reading up on something.
No. Reading up is good.
Dang it. Okay, so, I will... Yeah, I have to touch you. I will run up to you and touch you and use Cure Wounds.
Touch you.
Yeah.
Alright.
Level 1, submit.
He wants to feel healthy.
Like, that helped. Sorry, not you. The thing.
So 4 points as you feel a rush of vitality pour back into you.
And then... Ooh, don't
3?
go back. I want that.
So 3 points. Yep.
And then I'm going to jump and hopefully stealth away.
Okay.
Yes.
So they
a
only
stealth
used
away.
like 10 feet of your movement, so you could move up to 20 feet away.
Yeah. I just... there.
Okay. And you vanish into the underbrush. Oh yeah, that human totally is gone. That human was totally good with you guys being a diversion so he can run for the hills.
Yep. Because
Okay.
he's a human.
So what is our hobgoblin wizard gonna do? You're pretty jacked up. You got 3 orcs in front of you. Thankfully, only one of them is within weapons reach of you, but all 3 are within weapons reach of you.
Yep. So the guy next to me there, as foreseen, with a 19, I swing my glaive at him. So
Okay.
using my
Now you rolled the
19 for
19
10.
to replace your 6, but you did also roll a natural 20, and you do have advantage on both of these. So which one was it?
Oh, the one closest to me.
This
Oh,
one?
we do have advantage, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, well.
that's exactly why your human friend ran out there to put himself in danger, was to give you both
right.
advantage.
All right.
So
nat
you have
20.
a natural 20.
All
And
right.
you burned all of your your divinity
Unf-
dice.
Unfortunately, but
So if you
all
click
right,
on
and
glaive, it
with
should
that,
roll your extra dice damage for you.
Yep. So I'm also uttering some words with it as well, and that's so. What's the +4?
That's the natural 20.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, sadly
It's
you
like-
rolled very poorly. You rolled a 2 + 1 and
Yeah.
a 4. So your 2d10 only came up for 7 points of damage.
Yep. And with that, I uttered some words.
Ooh, green
And-
flame blade.
Yeah. So the guy next to him here
Gets kissed with 3
green
points
fire. Actually, is it 3? Is that? Yeah. See, that shouldn't be a roll actually, because green flame blade.
Yeah, it looks like it just came up as a straight 3.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be. Does it not put description?
You have to click show spell description under the 3. See where it says 3 cell? And if you click
there we
spell description, it'll open up for you.
Is it supposed to be what my spell attack bonus ability or?
I think it's just a static number unless you cast it at higher levels.
Right, but it's, let's see. 5 feet. The second creature takes fire damage equal to your spell casting ability modifier.
And of course, if you cast it at higher levels, it's a dice plus your spellcasting modifier,
Right, so spell casting
which is your
ability.
intel.
Oh, it's +5, but that's because of
Proficiency. Yeah,
proficiency. So
it's basically
just the
just
3.
your intel modifier. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so that's right.
So
he
green
takes 3
fire,
points
green
of
goblin
flame.
flames.
Yep.
Piffle off the first one and burn the face of the second one. And are you good with where you're standing?
Um.
You're in a precarious place.
I know.
On the plus side, you will give Ragna advantage on this guy. If you stand your ground.
Yeah, but if I move,
Attack
I
of
also-
opportunity.
attack of opportunity. So yeah,
You'll stand
kinda
your
have to
ground bravely.
stand my ground. Yep.
Okay, the wolves are down there barking their ass off. You hear the barky, 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 barky.
I was really hoping for more glaive damage, but
Yes, the glaive roll did not. For natural 20, you got robbed big time.
yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so Ragna, it is your turn.
Which one is the one that I'll have advantage on?
You
This
have
one?
advantage on this one.
This one.
The one right
Okay.
behind you that was trying to flank you and give his buddy and him advantage on you.
Yeah, the other guy's disarmed at the moment, so. Nice.
Okay, so you're going after the one with advantage that just gave you a natural 20.
Yep.
So go ahead and click Greatsword as you. What does it look like when you murder this guy?
I split his skull in half.
Woo!
And we're talking like a perfectly clean greatsword through the skull, which is like to about the pectoral muscles, as you just see his head spray blood everywhere.
Yeah. See, that's what my glaive should have been too. We could have taken 2 out.
Yeah, your
Right?
glaive should have totally have done that much damage. Then she could have stepped up here and had advantage on this guy. Okay, any movement you'd like to make?
Got robbed.
No, because I'll have an attack of opportunity.
Well, remember, you could totally step here or here and not get attack of opportunity.
Really?
Yeah, because you're still engaged.
As long as you don't
Like
leave
right
his
here?
threat or leave his, you could totally step right there and not get attack of opportunity.
Yeah, If
Awesome.
you're moving in, you're fine. It's if
You're
moving
basically aggressively stepping over the corpse that you just created and looking at the guy like, bring it. Sadly, your little goblin here friend is going to be feeling very endangered, but this guy's got no axe, so what's he going to do, punch him?
Yeah.
probably.
Take him. Who knows?
So
Or just be a scared orc and run away.
this scared orc is going to grapple the goblin.
Oh my goodness.
So he's going to go ahead and grapple the goblin. And I'm pretty sure he's in trouble. Now the goblin does have disadvantage, so he could roll lower. Wow, what's his strength bonus? So he's +3. So the goblin, he starts to wrestle the goblin, and it kind of squirms out of his grasp in this like weird display of goblin kung fu. As the orc's just pissed that his axe is broken and this sweaty goblin is too slippery to grab onto. That sucks for him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think you found your future husband, Exna.
Wow. In the middle of combat, you're date
Ooh,
matching
heart
here.
eyes. Heart eyes. Ooh, God.
So this guy is going to go ahead and stab the human behind him with his axe.
Aw.
Because he knows
doesn't want to try to stab the raging, crazy bugbear beast?
No, he's worried about the human that stabbed him in the back earlier before the
His
hobgoblin
focus is
glaved
elsewhere.
him.
Hey,
He
poking
didn't
him
see
in the
his
back.
friend get smooshed. Oh my god.
And he's going to swing his axe at that human for all it's worth. For 10 points of damage, which is a good chunk.
Yeah.
Our dear noble's got this nasty gashed wound on him that he's not appreciating at all. And this one is going to swing his axe on the on the bugbear.
Oh, I was going to say the orc. Really?
Ooh,
Betrayal most foul. Will a 17 hit our bugbear?
My shield of faith protects me.
As
Nice.
he swings the axe and you miss the parry, but all of a sudden the axe bounces like 2 inches off your face because there's a magical shield protecting you.
That's awesome.
Yay!
As he just gives you this look like, magic shield on a bugbear?
Yeah.
As
He
this,
doesn't really know about the goblin yet.
yep. This guy's gonna come up here and he's gonna smack one of the prisoners.
How dare.
Wow, that was the poorest abuse ever. As he
Did he
rolls a
also-
5, as the prisoner like cowers back from the blow, it's like a beaten child, immediately the orc comes up to backhand him and he just cowers back just out of the smack. And he shouts to this guy to go get the quarry master. And he goes running off into the cave. They've seen some orcs falter and they're not liking that. And this guy's sleeping nicely, and this guy's sleeping nicely. I mean, at least that way you know that the sleep spell's getting your money's worth.
Yep.
And your human friend, after being stabbed by this asshole, is going to stab him right back himself. He feels confident because y'all have jacked that guy up pretty good, so he's going to go for the kill steal. Ooh, and he rolls a 14, which is good enough to hit. And his dice are working, so you can see he did 4 points of damage, which is enough to stab the orc in the guts.
I thought you said he had a rapier, not a short sword.
It's a rapier, but that's what it's on the stats there, so that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, we're getting juked out of 2 potential points.
Yeah.
Just because his dex bonus is better than his strength bonus. As he stabs the orc with some satisfaction, he looks right at the hobgoblin with fierceness in his eyes, as all of a sudden our hobgoblins realize that this human has found his goblin blood. He might be a weak red-blooded human, but he has found his goblin blood, as they say. And Tarkin's going, "Over here, idiots!" So what is Tarkin doing?
I don't know if I kind of want to tell those guys to rise up, but I don't know. Do any of them over there have weapons or look any better?
They all look really bad. I mean, like I said, a stiff wind,
Okay.
and they're rolling at disadvantage.
All right.
It's almost like they keep them weak as kittens for a reason.
Yeah. So he'll come flying by, buzz this guy's head to give disadvantage.
Ooh. As Tarkin is basically pestering the orc that's between all three of you, practically.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's our slave's turn. As our mighty goblin slave is going to slay the orc in front of him.
Oh.
No!
With a 2.
Dang it!
As he goes, ka-dong, with his little axe.
Brave little guy.
And then these guys here are going to try climbing. And they just cannot climb for shit. They must have the weakest, scrawniest arms ever. Now these two, the one that the orc in the middle of the quarry tried to backhand, both of these guys are going to attempt to run. So first this one's going to run, and the wolf is going to take his attack of opportunity. It's probably not going to be good as the wolf snaps at him as he goes. And the best part is we get to use Borf's character.
No.
That is messed up.
As it bites and does more than 1 point of damage and murders him right there.
Wow.
Poor thing.
And this one, also feeling gutsy, is running, and the orc is going to swing on him. It's almost like the orc and the wolf know how to work together as a team. Damn. As you can hear the wolf barking now as he rolls max on the damage. And that one goes down. And these three slaves are cowering, going, "Help! Help! Help! Help!" As you guys feel bad for him. So Exna, what you gonna do?
Okay, I should probably do another cure wounds on I can't
Geldran?
say his name. Yeah, Geldran.
You can't say Geldran without gelding.
Yeah, because I want you to live, but at the same time, I want to use it at the end of all of this, but I don't think that's happening anytime soon. But it's my last spell.
Yep.
And you kind of whisper to him that this is the last of your divine healing.
Yeah. Do you want me to use it?
Yeah, I mean, need to be able to fight here.
He's one bad sneeze from dying from a bloody nose.
Okay. So this is the last one. Here we go.
Nice.
Hey,
Good
nice.
solid 9 points. You just like slap your hands together Mr. Miyagi style to get the extra healing juju going.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna stealth away.
Your stealth healbot reporting for duty.
And whee!
Okay, so Geldran, you definitely feel better after that last healing
hell yeah.
surge that was dropped into you from her healing hands. And all you feel is this tiny hand, like the size of a child, touch you and squeeze your ass cheek.
Uh,
I don't know what she was doing back there, but I feel better, so that's the important part. And you hear Goblin giggle from the bush.
right. All right then. So we're going to swing away on this little fool.
On the one that's surrounded by your colleagues?
Yeah, with some infernal guttering.
Ooh. He's the guy that caught some green flame in the face.
Yeah, this time he's got something else going on.
Oh dear. So your 9 will not hit.
No. Alright.
Is there anything you want to do?
Doesn't he have advantage because he's flanked?
He does not. If he was to move up here behind you, he would be flanking, but from his position, he would have needed someone opposite of him to flank.
Oh, I didn't realize it
So
was
is there
opposite.
anything our Hobgolin would like to do to see if they can improve that number?
Oh, yeah, well, oh yeah, they're not that bad, are they? So yeah, we will, what do I have? I got 1, 2, 3,
And target's
4?
there.
Yep, so 4.
And,
So that would be 13.
Mm-hmm. So what are you doing to get that bonus from? So your rest of your team knows.
Oh, yeah, so.
I was going to say, you can just say it by name.
Yeah, so we're saving face.
So you're using your Hobgoblin racial power to make the roll better, and that's just a freebie, right? It's not a bonus action or anything like that.
Don't think so. Let's see here.
Yep, looks like you
Yes,
just
sure.
gain a bonus to the roll equal to the number of allies within 30
Yep.
feet that you can see. If only the goblin wasn't hiding. So you turn that 9 into a 13, right?
What about the brave goblin?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll count him as one of you guys
He's an
since you
ally.
guys bolstered him. Okay, so 14.
Yep.
Your 14 will hit.
All right.
Okay, so you're doing 8 points of damage to the guy with the glaive.
Yep.
He still seems to be alive, even though he looks like crap, but he doesn't look like he's going to fall over in a stiff wind. And
Yeah,
if
but
he
he's-
moves,
Yep, takes 2.
he'll take 2 points of booming blade
Oh.
damage as he's got this weird shaky vibration thing going.
A mighty 2.
Chicka, 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 chicka. Okay, so the wolves, they're getting antsy down there. This wolf is going to go ahead and snap at the goblin because goblins are the easiest thing to bite. And it will hit as it bites the goblin by the throat, and you hear this horrible gutly sound of the goblin dying in its own blood. This is what happens when these slavers start thinking that they're losing. They're going to start murdering their hostages.
Wow.
The least money-efficient people out there. So, Ragna, your mighty goblin that couldn't has been fighting that guy that's got no axe. You have your friend surrounding this goblin here to give you advantage, and he looks like even if you made a crappy swing of your mighty sword, you could probably chop off some body parts. What would you like to do while you're berserking?
Gotta attack something.
Hit the closest thing to me.
Okay, so the guy right next to you, you do have advantage since you guys are flanking him. So,
Everybody
yes.
went silent?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were waiting for you to say something, I think. Your
Yeah.
dirty 20 will
Sorry.
definitely hurt. No problem.
Oops, sorry.
for 7 points of damage as you swing. And you're just doing that here, bada, 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 and you just jam your sword up his back and out his chest, kind of sprays blood all over your young friend. He's just like, wow, remind me never to piss off the Bugbear. As the orc just, you flick the body off your sword, ready for more horrible, gory, deathly, final battle damage to somebody.
Yeah. You can still move yet.
Yeah, you can totally move.
Can I move to here?
No, because remember, each one of these orange squares are 10 feet to move. So 10, 20, 30.
Fuck. That's annoying.
That's what difficult terrain's for. It jacks up the battle.
I'm coming to get you, you motherfucker!
As the orc's eyes get huge, as he looks down at his broken axe, and the fact he just tried to wrestle the goblin, and the goblin's like, you're screwed now! It's a bad day for the orcses.
And yes, I actually say that.
And that's why it's a bad day for the orcses. Okay, what is an orc to do? Things are bad. Things are very bad. The orc is going to turn tail and run from you both.
Ooh.
He's basically running in this general direction because he realizes he is screwed. And he's going to run back and grab his buddy's axe on the ground over here, at the very least. Possibly run all the way out of this place if he has to. So, Ragna, would you like to take an attack of opportunity with advantage? As your goblin friend will be taking one at not disadvantage.
Yes!
And it looks like he still misses, so it's up to you. And your 14 will hit. Roll for damage. And your 5 is definitely more than enough to cut him down. What does it look like when he takes one step and you murder him?
I slice him into his shoulder, between his neck and his shoulder, and my sword gets almost stuck, but then I push him off it.
And he just does that xylophone thing where his open chest cavities sprays the canyon wall. It's okay, because his brethren have bled down this area too, so it's just covered in orc's blood. Orcs. And, yeah, this guy is going to head over here, and we'll move the dead guy. Get him out of the way. And he's going to try to murder this guy. Because he's a jerk that way. And rolls a 7. And misses the guy. He swings his axe, and the poor guy drops flat to the ground, and the axe just shoots sparks as it hits the wall of the quarry. And he just sneers. He's like, I'm going to kill you before anyone can rescue you. And they're just like, help! Help! So, Tarkin, what you gonna do? As this little guy looks at Ragna and goes, I helped greatly.
What is he going to do? I don't know. He'll, probably head this way somewhere. He'll kind of fly over this way. Tell him, climb, fools.
Climb, you fools, climb. That's close. That's super close. Sorry, I was measuring something for later. Okay. Yeah. So, of course, this little goblin, he's going to go ahead and run towards the nearest sleeping orc to stab it with his shovels. So that's 10, 20, He gets about right there, and then he's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and run that far. He's going to murder the sleeping one.
Oh, dear God.
As he's just got his shovel over his head in some great axe-style swing, as he's just like, ah!
Holy shit.
You've created a menace. These two are going to try to attempt to climb one more time because they're terrified. They really, oh my God, they again with a 5 and a 9. These two are cursed. They cannot climb. It must be like an old lady and an old goblin. They're that sweet old couple with the little old lady and the little old man goblin who's just got a pot belly and a bald head.
Yeah.
These two, realizing that they're basically going to die, this one's going to try to grapple the orc. It's going to be really sad because he's rolling a disadvantage against an orc with advantage. Ugh. This is not going to be good as he's wrestling the orc. And the orc just kind of laughs at him and wrestles back. And I'm betting this is, yeah, he rolls way better than the 1. So the orc kind of laughs at him and just shoves his elbow in his mouth and he sprays blood. And this guy is going to attempt to pounce the orc because they were trying to teamwork here and it was not working. So the orc's going to do his strength save. Hey, this might be good in their favor. Maybe tag teaming was the trick.
We can hope.
And no. He gets a 4. So they both kind of wrestle the orc, and the orc's just like elbows one in the face and kicks the other one in the shin. And he's just like, bring it. Okay, so Exna, what you gonna do? You're proud of this goblin, by the way. He is a total creature of chaos, and you are super proud of him.
Okay, so you're saying that this dude is asleep, right?
That dude is on the ground asleep, yep.
Okay. So I probably shouldn't use Toll of the Dead to wake him up. I don't really have anything here to do other than to, like...
Stop.
What?
You could holler at him to stop.
Oh! That's a good point. Hey!
That's him to coup de grace properly.
Stop it!
So you yell at him to stop, and go ahead and give me a persuasion or charm. I mean, whichever you'd like to go for.
Let's see.
Use a talking skill to talk him from possibly rolling horribly bad and just waking this guy up.
Yeah.
As he swings anime style way over his head and just goes tink on its nose and its eyes open up.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna do persuasion.
As you're like, hey, you, stop!
Yeah.
As he's doing this Muppet style run with the axe over his head and literally just like, and looks back at the bush that just talked to him and told him to stop.
Well, no, I got out to
He
yell
totally
at him.
recognizes your voice, so he immediately does that head turn like, yes. Are there any directions you'd like to give him?
Get back here!
And he just gives you this sad look like, okay. You know, you totally could see that he was going to go for the death charge, but since you're telling him not to, he is definitely going to capitulate with you with your request.
Yeah, I want something a little stronger to kill that one.
Yeah, I don't trust him to make a coup de grace hit.
Yeah.
You accept one of your martial classes to go over there and just go stab with a big
shovel.
weapon.
Right? That I fixed, but still.
It's now a nice shovel.
It could dig very well now.
It will not break.
And then I'm going to run and hide.
Okay.
Still.
All right. So it is our wizard's turn, who's measuring range on the map to the inside of the quarry. To that angry orc who's killing people just to kill people, like almost like he's been told not to kill people, and he's thinking he has carte blanche at this point.
Yeah. So does that hit?
Will a fire bolt with a dirty 22? Yeah, that'll kind of hit the guy. That'll definitely kind of hit the guy in the best way ever. You know, he is
Mother.
wrestling these guys, and the firebolt hits him in the side of the face for 1 point of damage.
Motherfuck.
You're totally
Hopefully
just trying to
enough
get his
to
attention,
get his
right?
attention.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, these guys are wrestling him as he's murdering them one by one, and you shoot him for 1 point with a firebolt in the temple.
It's like warning damage or warning shot.
Obviously, the nice moisture from this pool in the middle of the pit cooled off your firebolt in the cool afternoon sun. Okay, so it is the wolves' turn. As the wolves kind of like just menace, but they're not killing anyone that leaves. They're just holding their ground. And that wraps up the round with Ragna. What are you gonna do, Ragna? As this poor goblin that went running off is totally stopped and gonna go, okay, and drag his shovel back to you guys.
So the problem I have
is you're gonna lose rage.
Is I'm gonna lose rage regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And don't forget the height difference.
Right.
That it's a little over 10 feet.
My question is, oh Hobgoblin of Doom, would you rather me run towards the 3-1 bad guys, or that guy's dead?
No,
or
that guy.
They're both sleeping.
They're both sleeping.
That guy's sleeping. Okay.
That guy's sleeping. Yeah.
Or would you rather me throw a javelin at that dude?
No, they're both sleeping, so they're out of the thing for now. So we need to.
I mean, I can run at these guys and shoot a javelin.
Yeah, because that'll stop them from hopefully killing the slaves.
And then my next question is for the oh-so-formidable DM. I am assuming that I cannot start my rage as a bonus action if it technically hasn't ended until the end of my action.
Well, yeah, you basically would do with your movement and an attack. If you can't get a melee attack, your rage ends. So basically on your next turn, you have to turn your rage back on.
Okay.
Like in How to Train Your Dragon, you'd have to bite your shield or your sword hilt to get your rage back.
Okay, so then my third and final question is, can I get this far?
You can get that far. It's difficult terrain, so it's double the distance, so that would exactly be your 30 feet.
And then I can shoot. Or throw my javelin.
Without being in a horrible distance, yes.
Check your javelin.
Because you'd be at 60 feet. If you climb down the rest of that little worn-out berm in the mine, you'd only be 60 feet away from that orc. And mad as nails that you're calming down as the javelin flies through the air. As you throw your mighty javelin and totally blame the wizard's firebolt for distracting you, as it must have been your javelin got in the way of his firebolt, and that's what ate up most of his firebolt damage.
I don't have, I have inspiration.
But you have to use it before you make the roll.
But I didn't realize I had it.
Unfortunately, you do have to use it before you roll.
That's fine.
So as you throw your javelin, the firebolt hits this guy in the head for 1 point of damage, and then your javelin lands like 2 inches away from his face, between him and the human, sticking in the stone wall, going...
Oh, come on. It didn't land in the water?
Nope, it landed in the stone wall, probably jacking its head all up, and the orc just looks your guys' direction like, I am in Schitt's Creek here, aren't I? And as you guys, do that, and since it is the end of the round, all of a sudden...
I knew that was going to happen.
Yep.
And I'm
Another
the closest.
orc
Fantastic.
comes out of the cave. Ooh, and he's in a hurry to come out of that cave, apparently. As this half-orc, he is huge with the human pink skin and the whip marks across his back where he was abused once. He's got scars going up and down his arms like he uses scarification as an actual spectator sport, because they actually kind of match. He's got his massive frame glistening in the setting of the sun. As you see, he's got the nicest spears in his hands. He's got 3 of them. He's got a couple of little streamers on them, so you can tell he's really good at throwing them. As he comes stepping out with these spears and just sticks all 3 of them into the ground. Almost like he's putting them there so he can just pull them out and throw them, pull them out and throw them. As he lets out this roar of human orc rage. As you just hear this echo, as he says, "What is going on in my quarry?" And he kind of like does this 365 gladiator type of twirl, as he's just kind of trying to take it all in with his mighty 11 for perception, which is barely above his passive perception. And he's basically, you can see in his eyes, he's lasing targets of who's going to be his next target that he's going for. Or the first, as the case may be. And he kind of immediately looks this way, and Ragna kind of catches his attention first, because she looks big and bad and scary shit. He can barely see these guys up here. He sees orc on the ground here, dead slaves over here, and this guy kind of starts trembling when he looks and sees his boss out there. And he's just like, And pretty much at that point, that's a good place to wrap it up there for now. As you
And
now
we don't get to play for like a month.
I know, because I have fireworks coming up. So actually, oh shit, yeah, 2 weeks is the 4th.
Yep.
So if I don't have anything happening on Wednesday the 7th, do you want me to see if you guys are free to play too?
Yes. What?
Sure.
Because I don't think I have any games with any of you guys on the 7th. So I'll check to see.
And I'll be back in town by then, so yay.
So we'll see if I can get that one free. I don't know for sure, so I won't say 100% yet.
Okay.
But now you have big, scary half-orc looking to throw some spears into people's bodies right now. He's got beautiful, glistening muscles and scars, and you sense that this orc is an orc among orcs, or a half-orc among half-orcs even. As these 2 slaves, by the way, immediately drop to the ground and take like the prostrated position of "don't murder us." Obviously, we haven't tried to escape at all. You gotta feel bad for those 2. They must be like the oldest, witheredest, most slaves in the whole community, because they could not climb that wall for the life of them.
No, that was bad.
They couldn't even roll a 10 or higher.
Nope.
Yeah, that was bad.
Okay, so prepare for a big, nasty, ugly fight next time we get back together.
Master Blaster.
Dun 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 dun. Because I was almost tempted to have this guy spear this guy, but he might need another orc in this fight.
Well.
Alrighty, guys.
Quite welcome.
So good teamwork, by the way. I gotta throw it out there. You guys did use good teamwork. Your cleric was quick with the pop out of hiding, heal, and go back into hiding.
Yay!
Yeah, that was pretty rad.
Yeah, now we're sitting pretty good. Considering the numbers initially, we're sitting okay.
Yeah.
I got 1 spell slot left.
Yeah.
I have 0.
I love the sound that was put with that one of 1 spell slot left.
But that's not my only trick. I can melee too, so we're good.
And, you can totally use leadership skills.
That's definitely, even though I'm a Hobgolin, that's not my thing.
I actually have military rank, by the way.
Nice.
Not really going to help us in this situation, but...
What does it do? Oh,
it only
from your
affects,
background.
Yeah. It says something along the lines of, I have, ties loyal to my formal military organization, so...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
So whenever you decide what military company you served in, whether it was like a free company or an actual government or an actual tribe.
Well, I just figured it was with whatever Goblin warband I was part of before this.
So is that warband like just a tribal group, or is it actually a free company type of thing? That's totally up to you to decide.
Continued.
See, that's
To
Probably-
be continued.
that's totally
Probably
something
under
for you
his
to make
warlord,
up.
under the warlord or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, my charisma's 8, so I'm like -1 on any kind of social interactions. That's
Hey,
why
So am I!
Okay. I can make it up for the 3 of us.
That's why I'm the wizard, and I tell people things and know things and stuff.
Okay,
I
I
just
gotta go.
worked
So,
really hard.
bye guys.
All
right,
right.
see ya.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, see, I know things and cast spells and stuff, so I advise people, the people from behind, typically, not lead.
You're like Jafar. You're really smart. You know things, but you're really not the best leader charisma-wise.
No, not at all. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right, we got
All right.
this.
You totally got this. This guy can't be some horrific monster of half-orc proportion that could end up murdering everyone slowly but surely and work his way up to you guys, because he's probably not going to try to climb the wall himself.
Yep, we got some advantage.
He'll gladly walk up this direction, climb up here, and then climb up the difficult terrain. After, of course, he's used all his spears on poor Ragna.
Yeah, that's not raging now, so
Or-
that sucks.
Badass Ragna will do an athletics, after she starts raging, she'll do an athletics jump to jump the 10 feet to the lower level and face him.
There you go.
And then use her next attack to shove him against the wall, so that way you can just get it above the wall him and poke down your glaive on him. So you can attack from a nice safe advantage point. Because I would totally give you advantage for that. That's kind of exactly the tactic they're made for.
Yep. The idea is she's in front, I'm behind. Though she has reach too, so.
Yep. Alrighty. So I will
All right.
go ahead and call it a night as well.
All right.
right.
We'll talk to you later.
All right.
Let
Later,
us
guys.
know. All right. Bye.
Thank you for listening to D&D Journey of the 5th Edition, a member of the Creative Play and Podcast Network. Please follow us on Patreon at patreon.com/CPPN to never miss a show or stream.
Hello, this is Eric.
And Wendy Strock with Stone Valley Hobby and Games.
We sell board games, card games, role-playing games, and supplies. We have thousands of Magic the Gathering cards available, carry Kickstarter products, and work with veteran-owned small businesses to bring you our own line of products.
We are a small business retailer, but we offer competitive prices, a loyalty system, and free shipping on orders over $100.
As a military veteran myself, I'm a strong supporter of our armed forces, their families, and contractors out there doing the hard job. So any order from an AA, AE, or EP address will be shipped absolutely free.
Remember, StoneValleyGames.com, where we take your leisure seriously.